The Federal Reserve did not make a rate hike. You're definitely going to want to watch this one. The Federal Reserve met last week. The good news here is that they did not hike the key interest rate, and this was as expected. So before I get into some of the commentary and what that means, if you get some value out of this video, you like what you hear or you learn something, subscribe to the channel, give us a like, and make sure to drop a comment if you've got any questions. So Jerome Powell, chairman of the Federal Reserve, he came out last week, made his typical 45-minute to an hour-long press conference about what all this means. The best piece of news to come out of this are not any of the comments that mortgage rates came down into the low 7% range after the market reacted. And we could very well be at an inflection point for buyers who want to buy a home, and the window may be opening, which I'll explain shortly. Here's some of the comments. So there have been no thoughts of a rate cut yet. Not surprising. A lot of the data that I'm reading, Jerome Powell left the door open for a rate increase in December. I am pretty clear that will not be happening based on some of the data that we're seeing, because interest rates on mortgages came down and the 10-year yield also came down. Now, we did get some potentially good news with the labor market where unemployment went up to 3.9%, which, again, I'm not a believer that unemployment is a good thing. It's what the Fed wants to see. And the Fed also came out and said they underestimated the balance sheet of small businesses and households because spending has continued. So the labor market slowed down. We've seen some good news there from the Fed's perspective. And a lot of people, Mortgage Bankers Association, Goldman Sachs, Fannie Mae, they've predicted rates were going to be in the high 6, low 7 range in the first quarter and maybe even declining more in the second half of 2024. It looks like these predictions may actually be right for once. So what does all this mean? There's a lot of data here we're throwing around. I am clear there is an opportunity for people that want to buy a home right now. We've seen inventory bump up 9% on the month supply of inventory in the greater Philadelphia area from this time last year. So there's more homes for sale. 40% of active listings have seen a price decrease nationally, according to Housing Wire. And now we're seeing rates have come down to the low 7% range. That spells opportunity. You can get a lower payment. Sellers may be more negotiable because they are making price adjustments to their home, and there's more options out there. This is what a lot of people have been waiting for, and I wouldn't anticipate rates coming down much more, maybe high 6s in Q1, because a lot of people are saying it's a higher for longer environment. The chairman of the Philadelphia Federal Reserve, who's a voting member on the Fed, said that same thing a couple weeks ago. So this is the opportunity buyers have been waiting for. If I'm a seller, what I know is there's only one place for real estate values to go, and that's going to be up. Now, if you're buying another home, you might want to take advantage of the low 7% range or less competition in Q4, because if rates come down anymore, you're going to see a lot of buyers and a lot of sellers jump into the market, because we know once rates get below 7, and if they ever get to 6.5, that's going to create a lot of competition from other home buyers and from other home sellers who are finally getting hip to what's going on in the market. I cannot stress this enough. Looking at the data that we're seeing, if you've been on the fence about buying a property, this is where you need to schedule a call with our team. Click on the link in the comments. Let's talk to you about the market and where you want to be and how we can get you educated on what's going to make the most sense. Not that you're going to buy a home right now. Be ready to buy the right property when it comes to the market. We want people to buy the right home, not the next home. And the same thing goes for sellers. If you're listing your home now, I see an opportunity because we got these lower rates and it takes some time to get your home ready for the market. Lower rates mean more buyer demand, which is good for you if you're the only one on the market. We're at an inflection point here. I cannot stress this enough. This is excellent news coming out of the Federal Reserve meeting this week. And again, if you're thinking about transacting, schedule a call with our team. The link's below. And if you like the video or you learned something from it, give us a like and subscribe.